So when J.D. Vance and Donald Trump were going around attacking legal Haitian migrants and saying they're eating dogs and cats and pets, the right was really trying to lean into that, desperately trying to find evidence to back up that claim. Of course, they couldn't because it was fake. It was not true. But they held on for dear life to the idea that, their leaders were telling them the truth, right? And that the biased, lying mainstream media was wrong when they said that's not true. Well, here we have quite an admission on Fox News from Greg Gutfeld. Listen to this.
These bastards were more offended by stories of cats being eaten than real stories reported here of actual rape and murder. And if you ask why those other stories existed, it was the only way to get these a-holes in the media to even look at this story.
That's a devastating admission that, yeah, it was a lie. Yeah, we made it up and we ran with it. But he says, ultimately, it was for a bigger truth, right? As some people would call it. It's a directional truth, right? Well, we couldn't get you to talk about the migrant problem unless we made up lies about them eating cats and dogs. Okay, well, first of all, it is literally not true. The New York Times had did a big piece on Springfield, Ohio, prior to any of this stuff, and it was a very reasonable, nuanced, detailed piece, so they were talking about it. But you guys are just mad people are not talking about it like it's the Stormfront message board, right? That's what you're upset by. Why are you not just ruthlessly and repeatedly demonizing these people who have darker skin than us? Why are you not blaming them for all the problems? Why are you not scapegoating them? Oh, I don't know, maybe because they're not the fucking problem? Maybe that's why? Maybe because they revitalized churches in Springfield and they're taking jobs that otherwise weren't going to get filled? Maybe because they're hardworking family people and they're the model ideal immigrant, but you guys still hate them for some reason? Maybe that's why. But more importantly, he goes, but we had to lie about this because we need you to focus on the rape and murder from these dastardly illegal immigrants. Well, again, first of all, they're not illegal. That's the first point. Second point is, and I need everybody to understand this because this is the most important thing. It is a lie that immigrants are bringing in a whole bunch of crime. They're MS-13. They're doing murder and robbery and theft and rape, and it's happening on a regular basis. This is what they want you to believe, but any look at the actual data debunks that. We've cited it a million times. Right-wing think tank, the Cato Institute, did a study, and they said both documented immigrants, so legal immigrants, and undocumented/illegal immigrants, they both commit crime at a lower rate than natural-born U.S. citizens. They both do. So why would Greg Gutfeld bring, you're not talking about the rape and the murder? What Greg Gutfeld wants to do, he wants to find single examples of an undocumented immigrant, or in his case, a documented immigrant, committing some sort of a heinous crime. He wants to take that, and then he wants you to extrapolate to the rest of the undocumented immigrant or documented immigrant community. What one of them does, you're all guilty. You're all guilty of that. He would never in a million years think of using that logic for American citizens or white people, ever. He would never say, oh, look, here's one awkward white teenager who's an American citizen who did a mass shooting. We should discriminate against all of said people. Let's make it illegal for awkward white teenage boys who are American to ever buy a firearm because statistically more of them actually do the mass shootings. Here's a single example of a mass shooting. Therefore, let's generalize against this whole population. He would never do that because white people get the benefit of, you're individuals, right? You're responsible for you. You're not responsible for other people with your general description, what they do. That would be absurd. But when it comes to undocumented immigrants and documented immigrants and various minorities, it's, no. We're going to blame the whole group for the actions of one and then lie and pretend like the statistics are not what they are. We're going to pretend like they're committing all the crime. And then on top of all that, we're willing to lie to get people to demonize immigrants. Don't you understand you undermine every point that you ever would have if you're saying, hey, ends justify the means. I could lie to get my policy ends that I prefer. You undermine everything. If you lie, why should anybody take you seriously about any issue? You're willing to casually lie about this. Why would you not casually lie about the economy or taxes or foreign policy? But that's the thing. He would lie about those things. He's fine with lying about those things. Because again, to him, it's all about the directional truth. It's all about, you got to see the bigger picture. And if the bigger picture, you seeing the bigger picture means I have to lie about every little detail, then I'm going to do that. Okay, well then I got bad news for you, dude. If you're lying about every little detail, you're wrong on the big picture. You're wrong on the big picture. You are not correct. You are wedded to your ideology and your partisan hackery over objective empirical reality. look, these people, just call it what it is. They want to demonize immigrants. They want to demonize immigrants. They want to kick them out. They want to make life a living hell for them. They want to call them rapists and murderers. And they've all bought into that Donald Trump mindset of like, they're just all bad. They're just bad. But that is just not the reality. And in fact, people will learn the hard way. If Donald Trump were to get elected and do his deportation of over 10 million immigrants, they'll learn the hard way. Oh, shit. They actually were sort of vital and crucial to the functioning of a civilized society. Because they tried this, what was it, in Alabama, I think it was. They did some hardline immigration policy, and basically all the immigrants self-deported, and then the economy went to shit, and they had to repeal the law, and had to desperately try to bring people back in. By the way, that's what happened in Springfield. They were like, hey, we need people to fill these jobs. Nobody's coming. Please, people come here. Immigrants, come here. Then they did, and then, boom, they turn around and turn into fucking neo-Nazi freaks, citing lies from a group called Blood Tribe to try to demonize these people. So fucking sick of it, man. So sick of it, so sick of them. But that's quite an admission. The admission is, yeah, I lied. Yeah, we lie. We lied about that. Like J.D. Vance saying, we create this. If I have to create the stories, then he tries to backpedal and say, no, what I meant was I was creating the focus on the stories for the media? Who the fuck? You said the thing that's actually the case, and then you try to cover it up and backpedal, and that was your excuse, right? No. That's what you think. Yeah, I'm going to create stories because fuck these people. That's why. These are not serious people. Again, they're not serious people. I am more than willing to have an intelligent conversation on nuanced policy differences with people who are maybe more conservative than me or to the left of me on immigration policy. I would love those conversations. We are so far away from having those conversations because on the right and in MAGA, their whole thing is we're just going to lie. We're going to lie, and that's okay when we do it because something, you got to see the bigger picture, which I'm also wrong about. Okay, or you can fuck off, and you shouldn't even be allowed in the conversation because we can't even get to the serious conversation because we have to spend so much time debunking your absolute horseshit, and that's what it is, horseshit. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.